Okay, so today is December 1st, 2021. So, um, I was about to take a trade here. Initially, I wanted to take a trade here and missed this, but it doesn't matter. I was just about to buy this, and I remember I haven't done my recap for today. I'm not going to do it. I'm tired. All right, so let's talk about what we traded. And we only traded the NQ today. We did not trade ES as we normally do, just the NQ. Now, I'll just wait for this thing to finish doing what it's doing. Let's start off with what's been going on in the market. We'll start with the monthly chart, and we will start with a let's try clear chart. So monthly charts similar to the ES. It's very bullish. It's actually more bullish on the NQ than it is on the ES, in the sense that we're way above the 20 period moving average, and so this month has already started to become even more red. Actually really interesting, because I never ever really analyzed this chart. I've analyzed the ES chart where we have bear bars now printing. We go on to the weekly, and this is where things actually get more interesting, because as you can see, we're using this as support, and right now we're kind of extended. This is, I'm actually going to mark this now so that I can note that for as support. We've been creating gaps. As you can see here, the gap was closed. Here, there was pretty much a negative gap. Here is a huge gap between this low and this high, pretty bullish at this point. And here we have, at this point, we still have prices going up, as it is right now on the weekly chart. If we go on to the daily, we have what looks like a wedge, parabolic wedge forming. And in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to plot, join these highs and these lows. There we go. Interesting. I never thought about this. I just saw a trading range, and then now seeing this come down, it makes sense why this is happening. 1 pullback, 2 pullback, 3 is a wedge. It's also around here, which is the low for this particular trading range, but again, we're still going sideways. All right, so if we go on to the 4-hour time frame, and on the 4-hour, I thought we were in a trading range which was between here and here, or here actually. Let's use this level. Actually, I have a better chart to show that range. No, it's not this chart. Let's try this one. Yeah, here we go. So this is the chart I was using, and we broke out of that range today. But anyway, we're not so much interested in this. We're going to talk about what happened here today. So we've been kind of trading within this range, even though we're making lower highs, and then we kind of start going sideways, and then we kind of broken down. So it almost looks like this itself is one leg down, sideways two. Okay, so on the 1-hour time frame, sold off yesterday, and then started to rally up, and went sideways, tested the high with a wedge, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, and that was what was going on. Okay, so now let's go to the 5-minute chart and look at what happened today. So today we have a parabolic wedge from the open, like so. Had a double top that failed, went up. I should have gone for a measured move, but we actually went to test yesterday's high. It's actually, yeah, yesterday's high. If we let's have a look. There we go. Yeah, tested yesterday's high and sold off from it. And even more so by the fact that you can see a parabolic wedge. Today we had the impression that we were going to be in a trading range today, at least a trading range for the first hour, actually the first 2 hours, and then we sold off after that. So how did I trade this? So actually, I took my first trade here. Now why was I going long? I know why. So I remember I charted this, I plotted this, and I believe I may have gone long here. Price may have retraced, and I bought some more and got out at the moving average. Initially, I was planning on getting out here. It did not get filled, and that's another thing. Now I'm learning that I need to put my exits, especially if I'm scalping, and I noticed that that's what I've been doing, scalping. So I need to mark my exits before the price gets there, because I always seem to miss my exits and then it retraces and then I get into trouble. I mean, I was concerned this would happen. Um, Now I actually thought we were going to sell off only because I had charted a supply region. I've deleted it now. I charted a supply region from here. So imagine you had a red box here, right? And taking this basing candle, creating this, I thought, okay, we're probably going to sell off from here and form a wedge, at least testing this low. So I plotted a demand region here, but we obviously went below it. But anyway, in any case, I noticed that we use this as some sort of support. Let me see what it looks like without extended hours. Yeah, there we go. So I took some shorts here. I resorted to trading the 1 minute chart. Now, the only reason why I did that today was because the ranges were extremely high. I was with a 5 minute for this first trade where I shorted. Let me see if I can. Yeah, anyway, I was in for the first minute. And then I remember listening to Al. He was saying, okay, there's sellers here. Even if we go up, there's still some sellers at the top. So if anything, if we retrace and reverse, the sellers would come here and short and take things lower. So I shorted this bar with a target around here, and I got out here. I shorted here, and I was already a quarter away from my target by the time the price had gotten here. When I exited, then took a short and then hit my target, and then I took another short from here, took half a position, and then got out over here because of the moving average. This is the moving average on this time frame, and as you can see, traders bought off that moving average. I was considering buying this, and I don't think I did. No, I didn't buy this. I waited for this, and I wasn't sure to buy it, but because I thought, okay, fine, if we go up higher, we're going higher. Then price came down here, retraced. So I saw this as a spike pullback in channel. So I charted a channel from this low to this low and charted this high. When price got over here, I considered shorting, and I said I should probably just short here. And I waited for 3 minutes. Then this bar broke out. That's when I now took a short. And I asked myself, why am I taking it short at the bottom of a range? Chances are we're going to go even higher. So that was a big mistake. I put my stop up here, and then I moved it a bit high because I thought, well, we may come back high. But that actually didn't happen. Since we came back down, we were here at this area. As price went back up, I shorted some more, brought my average price a bit higher, did it twice. And then we came down, took off some profits because I thought, okay, this is a great place to exit. And then we came down even further and then took off some more. Then we went even higher. And I think I may have taken a few shorts or possible longs here. I have to go check it. What I know I definitely did was I took a long here. When this came down here, I did consider to take it long because it was exactly a test of this area. I put my limit order here on this level, did not get filled, saw this bar race up. I was actually very annoyed about that, went long anyway, came back down, entered again, and then got in. And I wish I took this long here because that was really, you can always tell when it's coming down here, but you don't know whether it stopped. So I took it long there, and then rode this here, took off some profits, targeted this basing candle because I thought, okay, we have some sellers over here because of this pullback. So took some profits here, and I think at this point I was already done with my day. Took a few scalps because I wanted to finish with a whole number, and which was a bad idea, but I did because I've messed that up many times where I'm like, oh, I'm say $999 or $998, and I want to have a round figure of $1,000, I then now take a stupid trade where I'm risking so much and then lose $100, and then I'm now even worse. So today I did a bit of that. You can call it tilting, and then just essentially just got it exited and then just stopped trading for the day. In hindsight, looking at it now, this would have been a beautiful trade all the way up here. I saw this, but I fell asleep. But I went to bed. I was tired because I didn't sleep well last night. And then look at this wedge top held in the supply region, and the whole day we just sold off and sold off beautifully. I mean, look at this, more wedges happening throughout the whole day. Yeah, so that was my trading for today. There wasn't, ES had a similar setup. If we go ES, yeah, ES had a similar setup as well, wedge top, 1, 2, 3. Although I'll use this as his wedge, and it was a wedge failure. I never usually use that. I just see this as one leg, and this was a wedge top for me. Testing this region. I saw this as a major trend reversal, and the reason why I may be wrong actually, but the reason why I saw that was because we had this overshoot here, came back down to the bottom, which is usually what you do in a major trend reversal, double bottom, and then you now rally all the way up. Using the moving average, we broke through it, pulled back, and then just sold off so strongly. The ES sold off with 152 points. 152 points. Oh my goodness, that would have been so great, but it's just so hard to risk that much. 152 points. Wow. Anyway, so that was my trade today. Didn't really do much. I was really enjoying sort of charting these measured moves and really getting better at spotting them, and almost wanted to trade this one, and seeing how we're retracing off the moving average. All right, so this is something I don't know if I mentioned. Whenever you're in a bear trend like this, one thing that you can use to confirm the strength of your trend, obviously apart from gaps, but also just check the retracement to the moving average. What happens at the moving average? Do we reject or do we cross it? If we cross, then we're probably going even higher. But if we reject it, then we're going lower. Generally, whenever this happens, we always test the low. And even if we cross it, but we have a little gap, we always test the low again, and the trend continues. You can see the gaps even got bigger because from here to here, bulls did not make any money. All right, so yeah, that's it. So tomorrow we'll try some more.